Okay.
we had a lot of things to make. Like they told us at 7:30 a.m. that they want all of that information for the same day at 12.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it was horrible. I didn't have breakfast that day. Um, I think that I just um, leave my desk one time.
You just left your desk once in the whole day?
Yeah,
Gee, so you were working really hard. So
yeah.
were you like typing on a computer or just filling out formats or?
Typing and checking, print the information and check.
Okay, I know. You gotta like proofread those formats over and over again and check for little mistakes, right?
Yeah, and then Saturday I start with a headache.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah,
Mm-mm, that's no way to start a Friday, right?
no, that was on Saturday.
Saturday. No, that's no way to start Saturday. Did you
Yeah,
take any pills?
no, because it was like really weird.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in a place where there was no air conditioner,
Mm-hmm.
my headache gets get worse.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and when I was in a place with air conditioner, I feel no headache at all. But in the night,
Uh-huh.
I went to the movies, and all the almost 3 hours of the movie, my head was like really hurting me.
Yeah, you felt like your head was gonna explode, right?
I know, so I didn't enjoy the movie.
And what movie did you watch? Did you watch
Civil War.
Civil War? Okay, Civil War, and then you had that big headache. You didn't enjoy the movie, and it is a 2 hour, 2.5 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay, give me just 1 second. I'm going to plug this thing in the
Yeah.
computer. Okay, can you talk?
Yeah. Can you hear me well?
Let me just see. Okay, much better now. Uh, all right. So, are you with me?
What? Yeah.
Oh, yes, there you are. Okay, sorry. So bad weekend. A lot of work on Friday. A headache on Saturday. What happened on Sunday?
On Sunday, I had to wake up early
Hmm.
for the desfile, the parade.
The parade. Oh yeah, 1st of May. What was it?
1st of May.
1st of May. So you went to March.
Yeah.
Yes. That sounds like a bad weekend.
Yeah, I know. It was completely a bad weekend. When I came back to the parade, from the parade,
Mm-hmm.
I think that I slept the whole Sunday.
Well, that sounds more like a nice weekend. Sleeping on Sunday. That is my kind of weekend.
Yeah, I know. But it was because I was feeling a bit not like Saturday, but I was feeling a bit bad.
You were feel yeah, of course. Probably was that you were stressed out, right? You were
Maybe.
stressed out. There was too much heat. It was super hot. The whole weekend was super hot. So maybe all those factors like came together and just screwed up your weekend.
Totally.
I'm very sad to hear that. I'm very sad to hear about. Well, thank God we have another weekend coming,
Yeah,
and hopefully next weekend it's gonna be your weekend, and you'll be able to rest and do whatever you want without being bothered or without feeling sick. Hopefully,
yeah, I hope so.
okay. Just take it easy, chill out. Okay, don't take things too personal. Work is work, and that's it. It's work.
Yeah,
Nothing's gonna happen if a format has a misspelling or something like that. Don't worry. Okay, take it easy. That's my tip.
yeah, thank you.
Alrighty. So okay, so let's get back on topic, and the topic is IELTS exam
Yeah.
and getting ready for it. So far we already learned a little bit about the four skills that we need for IELTS, and we learned some tips to improve in each skill, some basic tips. So, what are the four skills that we're gonna have tested in the IELTS?
Listening, writing, speaking, and listening, writing, speaking, and reading. Um, that would be right, like writing.
Okay, so we had listening, reading, writing, and speaking, right?
Right.
Alrighty. So, let's talk about listening. So, what did we learn about the listening? Not about the listening section itself, but what tips or what did you learn last week when we approached the listening section of the IELTS?
Mm, I learned that I need to improve my knowledge about several accents.
Hmm.
Mm, I'm sorry. Do you hear my dogs?
Oh yeah, that's fine. I mean, I can hear them, but that's okay.
I'm
I like
sorry.
the background noise. It's okay.
Yeah. Um, that you need to be very careful when you are hearing the tape or the applicator reading the text.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Another point that was very important and hopefully was very clear. It's the importance of practicing numbers, right? When we numbers and spelling, because definitely it's an important part of the IELTS. And soon, I mean, at any point, we are gonna have to listen to a name being spelled, or a street, or we're gonna have to write down a phone number or a serial number, a
Yeah.
credit card number, and those are the points that we cannot miss. So we really have to prepare. We really have to go and get some audios, to go on YouTube and get just spelling practice and numbers practice, and start getting ready for those for spelling those names and those name numbers, right?
Right.
All right, and then we went on to the speaking section. And what tips did you get from the speaking class that we had?
Mm, from the speaking, not making a a big pause
Hmm.
between the information you are giving.
Yeah, especially not at the middle of the sentence, right?
Right.
Maybe you can finish giving out your idea, and then you can maybe think a little and give your next idea, but definitely not in the middle,
Right.
right? And okay. All right, so let's go ahead. I mean, let's speed this up a little bit. Let's go ahead in the reading section. What were the tips that we learned?
That we have to pay attention in the, well, using the skimming or scanning skills
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
for um, for find some specific information like dates, um, numbers,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
names, uh, addresses.
Yeah, definitely. Do we have to read the whole text? Is it necessary?
Not, no, it's not completely necessary.
Okay, and it's not even recommended, right? Because imagine if we have to read the whole text, we're not gonna have time to finish the exam. So we have to check the questions, see if it's a question that we can answer by skimming or it's a question that we can answer by scanning, and go
Yeah.
back to the text and do it. So do you remember how do we skim, not scan, skim a paragraph?
Reading the first line and the last one.
Yes, reading the first line, the last one, and go very quickly. I mean, read very quickly the middle of the paragraph, right? Just to get some words that might be important.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, something that I mean, we forgot to just mention right now about the speaking section is that at some point they're gonna ask you about your family, right? Or about describing as somebody,
Yeah.
and that it's important to know adjectives when we describe a person, right? So it is very useful for you to start thinking about adjectives to describe your family members, to describe yourself. You know, whenever it's describing something, we have to add adjectives because adjectives are the magic word for description. That's what they're looking for. Okay, and
Okay.
also remember that in the speaking section, according to the topic, we have to demonstrate our vocabulary. So if we talk about food, I mean, we have to show off that we know some food vocabulary, right?
Right.
So that's important. And what about the writing section?
Um, the writing section. Um, we need to also know vocabulary
Very
for
important, yeah.
make it more um, intellectual.
Okay, yeah, I would say make it more, maybe make it more professional, and to actually demonstrate, right, that we know how to write an essay. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure we can write. I don't know, maybe we can write an email, maybe we can write a text message. But what they want to see, it's another level of writing. They want to see us writing an essay, and though we have to demonstrate that we know how to do this in a professional way, right?
Right.
And we practice some words that are important when we have two ideas and we want to connect them.
The linking words.
The linking words, yes, and definitely very important to make the writing flow. And also, we can use them while we speak. That definitely makes it even better. I mean, during your speaking section, if you can, if somebody asks you like, okay, tell me about your father or your family member. Oh, pues I love my dad. He's a great guy. He's very hardworking. On the one hand, he's pretty much working all day. Well, on the other hand, on weekends, he always has time to spend with us and the family. So you use a linking word during your speaking and make it sound more natural and makes it flow better. All
Okay.
right.
Right.
So today we're gonna go back a little bit to the writing section of the IELTS. So especially okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about how is the writing section. We have two tasks in the writing section, so we have to write twice,
Okay.
two different tasks. I mean, you need to practice two different skills. And today we're gonna see what are those tasks, how much time do we have, and what is the task one, and then how to. We're not gonna get into the task one today because task one is not that complicated, but we're gonna talk a little bit about task two that might be the most difficult one. Alrighty, so let me share my screen with you and get the ball rolling. Okay, where are you, document? Here. Okay. By the way, it's getting dark at home. I moved my computer, so now I'm like downstairs.
Yeah.
So I use dark all around me, and I have a flashlight, like right in front of me, like this. I have a flashlight, so I feel like if I were in like Silent Hill or something, like
Silent.
Resident Evil, like the zombie is gonna just jump out of nowhere. Okay. All right. Let me share it. Okay. So hopefully you can read this, right?
Um, can you make it a little bigger?
Okay, sure. Just tell me.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's great. Okay. So let's go back. Understand the writing test. So please, can you write this right here? Can you read this right here?
Okay. Understand the writing test. Write clearly, organize your ideas, and use a varied vocabulary.
All right. So here we have three things that are essential. Okay. I want you to remember at the end of the class, I'm gonna give you this document. So don't worry, it's gonna be yours. It's not
Okay.
in the book. So, but this should be very important. Okay, write clearly, simple.
Yeah.
Okay, use simple words, simple explanations. Don't try to go over the top with the vocabulary. I mean, show good vocabulary, but in a simple way. Okay. Another way that is very important is for you to organize your writing. Okay. The first mistake that students make in the, and believe me, it's the first mistake, and this lowers their score badly, is that when they immediately start writing. So they have a task like, okay, many universities in United States believe that math it's an important subject to teach during the school year. What do you think about this? Do you think that math is really important nowadays that we have technology and computers and stuff like that? So you're gonna have an idea like that, and you will have to expose your opinion, and then you immediately start writing. You haven't even thought about it. You haven't even made your mind about the topic. You don't even know what your opinion really is, and you
Yeah.
just said, well, let's get started with this, let's get this done, and you start writing it. Yeah, math, and in elementary school I remember my teacher, I hated him, um, and yeah, it is important, but I have a calculator, so maybe it's not that important. So at the end of the writing section, it's a mess. Okay, the ideas are not organized. So that's something we have to, I mean, it's really important, and we have to practice, and I'm going to show you how. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. Today we're gonna just see. We're gonna start learning the first steps of this process, and we're gonna pick it up later in another class. But we're gonna have a solid base. And this over here is right here, very important. Varied vocabulary, varied vocabulary. So it's so. I mean, I cannot emphasize enough how important vocabulary is. And I'm gonna show you some tips on how to get this done. Okay. Let's
Okay.
read purpose of the test.
The IELTS writing test is designed to assess.
Assess.
Sorry,
Don't worry. That's fun.
to assess a wide range of writing skills, including how well you writer responds appropriately, organize ideas, use a range of vocabulary and grammar accurately. This is the case for whichever version of the IELTS test you are taking.
Okay, so these are the things that the IELTS is designed to assess. Assess is pretty much to test, right? This
Yeah,
is what the IELTS is going to test. Um, Organizing ideas, it comes over and over again. I mean, I cannot tell you how important it is to get your ideas organized. And vocabulary, one more time, it's here. So it's like the base of this IELTS thing. Okay, timing. Let's see how much time do we have to get this done. Can you
okay.
read the timing section?
Yeah. The IELTS writing test takes 16 minutes. Spend 20 minutes on task 1 and 40 minutes on task 2. You will need to manage your own time. So make sure you move on to task 2 after 20 minutes.
Okay, so basically, they are gonna give you the booklet of the
Yep.
writing section, and they're gonna tell you, okay, you can start now. And in 60 minutes, they're gonna come back and take it away from you. Okay.
Okay.
So once you open the booklet, you're gonna have two tasks: task one and task two, right? And you have 60 minutes to complete both tasks. You can take 50 minutes in task one and 10 minutes in task two. I mean, it's possible, but pretty much you are screwed because that means you just wasted most of your time in task one. So it should take you 20 minutes to complete task one and then 40 minutes to complete task two, but you are measuring your own time. So my recommendation is keep track of your time. Take with you a watch. I mean, just in case they don't have a clock on the wall, take with you a watch and time yourself. You say, I have 20 minutes to complete task one. I mean, so you have to measure it. If you are suddenly 40 minutes have passed and you haven't finished task one, man, you pretty much are not going to have time to finish task two because task two is the most difficult task. It's the one that you have to write more,
Okay.
right? So timing, it's important. Time yourself, take with you a watch and be prepared. Okay. Let's talk about the two tasks. Can you read this little thing?
There are two tasks in the IELTS writing test. You will be asked to write at least 150 words for task 1 and at least 250 words for task 2.
That's absolutely true. So task two takes 100 words more. So we gotta spend more time in the task two. And let's read this section about the what are the tasks actually. Okay.
Um, the topics are using the IELTS general training writing test are of general interest. In task 1, you will be present, presented
Presented.
present
Presented. Mhm.
with a situation and asked to write a letter requesting information or explaining the situation. You can write the letter in a personal, semi-formal, or formal style. In task 2, you will be asked to write an essay in response to a point of view, argument, or problem. You can use a fairly personal style.
All right. So here it's a brief description of what the tasks are. So task one is pretty much you're gonna have to write correspondence.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to write a letter. I mean, that's gonna be it. Okay, it's gonna be writing a letter. They're gonna come up with a situation like you're gonna travel to Canada and you wanna call you're gonna be staying in a campus university and you're gonna have to write a letter to the principal and ask for how are the facilities and tell him about the time of your arrival and if you need to take any documents, etc. They're gonna give you like a task and you have to write a letter to the principal, to the person in charge, okay? And you will have to come up with everything else, okay? You will have to come up with the name of this person, you will have to come up with the city, you will have to come up with the time of the flight. I mean, you have to actually invent most of it, okay? You have to use your imagination and fill all the blanks, I mean, with your own ideas, your own imagination. You just have to complete the letter. And we're definitely we're gonna practice this like very, very deeply, and we're gonna do a little. We're gonna get it very detailed, but not today. Today we're gonna focus in task two. Okay, so in task two, you will have to write an essay. Okay, un ensayo, an essay in response to a point of view, argument, or problem. Okay, so they're gonna present you with a point of view, an argument, a problem, that can be very general, and you will have to write a complete essay. And remember that an essay has three parts: introduction, body, and conclusion. So you will have to follow that guideline. All right, let's read a little bit about the writing task two.
You should spend about 4 minutes on task 2. Give reasons for your answer and include examples from your own knowledge or experience. Write at least 250 words.
Now, this is also important. I mean, if you write more than 250 words, it's fine. But if you write less than that, you are in trouble.
Okay.
So you have to more or less know how much is 250 words. Since you're gonna have to write this on a document and a piece of paper, so you don't have a computer telling you how many words you have written,
Yeah.
and you don't want to spend 5 minutes counting your words. So
Yeah.
you more or less have to know how much are 250 words. Okay, I mean, if you can do more than 250 words, better. Okay, just try to keep over that, above that level.
Okay.
All right, so here I have some examples of writing tasks. Writing task two. So you're gonna read something like this, and then you're gonna have to write about it. So can you read the first example, please?
Yeah. It is generally believed that the internet is an excellent means of communication, but some people suggest that it may not be the best place to find information. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion.
All right. So we have here a very clear example of what we have to do. Now the question is, how are we going to start? I mean, just off the top of your head, what would you do first?
Mm, With if I go um, improv one,
Sorry, come again?
like if I have to choose one particular.
Well, imagine that this is the IELTS test, and you have the task here. You already read the task.
Yeah.
What do we do next?
Mm,
What will be number two?
um, give give an um
Okay, okay, don't worry. Don't stress out yourself. I don't want to get you another headache. Okay. Everything nice with you today. All right, this is the thing. This is what happens in a real IELTS exam.
okay.
Students read the task, and then students write.
Okay.
That's pretty much the mental process that they go through. Now, we don't want to do that. Okay, if we do just, I mean, unless you are a very experienced writer and that you write for a living, maybe you are a journalist or you write for a magazine, or you are very lucky that you got the same question that you were practicing at home several times and you know how to write it exactly. You don't want to follow this mental process. So the second step, once you read the task, it's actually what I call, what the hell is this? Paraphrasing,
Okay.
right? So why we paraphrase and why do we do this? Okay, for several reasons. The number one mistake that students make when they, well, I already said the number one mistake once. Well, this will be the number two mistake that students make is that they don't really understand what they are asking for. Okay, they really want very quickly. They look at their watch and they say, "I gotta read this. I gotta write this fast," and they get right to the writing, but they don't really understand what they are asking for. So, in order to understand fully what the task is, we have to paraphrase it. That is like a mental exercise that we have to do. I recommend you do it. You write it. You write your paraphrasing. Okay, you're gonna write it down. It's gonna take you 1 or 2 minutes, but we have to do it. This is the first step. So basically, paraphrasing is repeating the same statement but using different words. Okay, so I'm gonna do the first one, and then I'm gonna let you do another one. Okay, so I'm gonna start paraphrasing. So I'm gonna start with it is, and I'm gonna change generally for something like it is commonly believed. I want to change it for something different. Understood that the internet. I want to change how. What other words can I use that are not the internet? The areas that the World Wide Web. Okay, that the World Wide Web is a great, and then I want to change means for something a great tool of communication. How can I use something like communication of I don't know, spreading your ideas. Some people suggest that it might not be. Maybe instead of some people, I would say um, experts. I guess that if they suggest that there must be experts on the topic. Experts advise that it that it has some withdraws that impair, I mean, I'm going to crazy with my synonyms, impair it from being the the perfect place to obtain information, obtain valid knowledge. All right, so what I did is I paraphrased the whole thing. I took my time, but basically what I did is replace most of the words for synonyms. It's commonly
Okay.
understood that the World Wide Web is a great tool for spreading out your ideas. Experts advise that it. What's wrong with this? As we see, because it's a verb. Experts advise. No, it's with an S because it's a verb. Um, experts advise that it had some withdrawals. So withdrawals that like problems. I don't like it that much. Maybe some setbacks, some problems that impair it from being the perfect place to obtain valid knowledge. Okay, I paraphrased it. And why did I do this? Why did I spend 3 minutes hopefully doing this? Number one, I magically obtained a vocabulary bank. Okay, now when I get to write this thing down, I already have some words that I can replace in my reading instead of the original words. So now in my writing, sorry, when I want to write the internet, now I'm gonna write the World Wide Web. Instead of communication, I'm gonna write spreading out ideas. Instead of believe, I'm gonna write understood. So now I have a bank that I can use in my writing. Okay, a bank of synonyms. And just by doing this, I am already highing my score. Okay,
Okay.
just by taking 1 or 2 minutes to get a bank of synonyms for my writing. Number two, I make sure I understand. Okay, while I was doing this process, I was understanding more what they were saying, and I actually came up with some ideas. While I was doing this, I came up with some thoughts about my answer. While I was doing this, I thought that the internet may be a dangerous place, right? That we don't know who is on the other side of the screen, and especially for children. So I came up with these ideas while I was writing this down, and definitely I'm gonna use those ideas to answer my essay. And actually, at the end of this, you can sit for 30 seconds and think about your response. Like you can say, okay, yeah, I mean, it's a great tool. And well, I do believe that it may be not the best place because people, you don't know who's posting that information, and there might be people that just like to tell lies or make false make beliefs or stuff like that. You got some ideas of it. All right, so you get to think about the answer actually while you do this. So that's the process of paraphrasing, and it's something that we must do before writing, and it shouldn't take more than 3 minutes. Okay, if we keep it under 3 minutes, we are doing okay. So now we're gonna practice doing some paraphrasing on your own. So I have a couple of tasks here, and what I want you to do is I want you to type down. You can type it down in the chat box if you want. Do you have access to the chat box, or is it difficult to type for you because you are in an iPad?
No, it's okay.
We can you can even dictate it to me, or type it down yourself. What do you feel more comfortable?
Well, maybe dictating to you.
Yeah, because I know you are not on a computer. Okay, so think about it and start when you're ready. Okay,
Okay.
remember, pretty much change for synonyms.
Mm, okay. Um. What would be um celebrities?
Okay.
Um.
Don't
That
worry. Take your time. I know it is difficult the first time we do it. Hmm. Celebrities?
are successful. Um. And enjoy their their um, the attention. I don't know what other word to use instead of attention.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to like do it with every word. The more you can do it, the better. But just try to come up with as many synonyms as you can.
Okay. Mm, and with attention, they get from the media.
Why am I spelling it so bad? From okay.
Um, and have no trouble.
Sorry, and
Have no troubles to share
sure.
their their way of living. Um, comma. at the moment they gave access to their privacy. Um, there's no turning back. Mm, I think that's all.
Alrighty, so let's take a look. Celebrities that are successful enjoy the attention they get from the media and have no trouble to share their way of living. At the moment they give access to their privacy, there is no turning back. Okay, I like it. Let's see, we have some good synonyms. Um, they make a very good living. They are successful. It is kind of the same idea, yeah. The public spotlight. Um, Probably we get the word attention, share the way of living. They they have chosen to live in the public spotlight. They share the way of living. Okay, I liked it. I liked it. There's no turning back. Very good phrase. Definitely a phrase that I would include in my writing. Sounds pretty good. Let's see. I mean, I know celebrity. Imagine that we're gonna write about celebrities. We're gonna be repeating celebrities over and over again. That's definitely going to lower our score. So it's a must that we have to come up with some synonyms. So you can just say like, I mean, you can just go and make up complete phrases. People in the business, in the show business,
Okay.
right? We can address them as and of it has to be spelling right. The words in the show business, stars, um, famous, famous people. What is well? I mean, just some ideas that you would use to replace them, right? Enjoy the attention. Enjoy being recognized, right? Some ideas, right? So pretty much this gave us some time to come up with some synonyms and to actually internalize the task. This is what we have to do, but we have to internalize it. Don't take it lightly and start writing. Take some time to actually get your head straight, and now you can come up once you finish doing this, you can come up with your point of view. Now, do you know the movie 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
And do you know, I mean, you know 50 Shades of Grey, it's the title of the movie, but do you know why they called it 50 Shades of Grey?
No.
Have you heard that expression before? 50 Shades of Grey?
No, I haven't heard.
No, right? So 50 Shades of Grey, it's you have the color white and
Yeah.
you have the color black. Okay, for white to become black, you have to go through over 50 shades of gray, 50 different types color, 50 different
colors of gray you have to go in order to make white black. I don't know if I made myself clear.
Mm, yeah, yeah, I understand.
Okay, so what does that mean anyway? Well, that means that nothing in the world is white or black only. There are all actually that's the saying, that's the expression in English. Well, nothing is black or white. There are 50 shades of gray. So you cannot say something is wrong or something is bad. There are always a number of factors that we have to consider. So I brought up that expression because when in this kind of writing, you're gonna have to come up with your own opinion. But nothing is completely white and nothing is completely black. So you cannot say, yeah, I mean, there's no turning back. They already made tons of money by being famous and now they want privacy. Fuck them, no? Obviously, no. That would sound very bad.
Yeah.
But you cannot also you cannot say, well, poor people. I mean, we need to respect their privacy. At the end of the day, they are just hardworking people, just like you and me. Well, that's not true. I mean, fuck that. I mean, they made tons of money. They're millionaires, and they can buy their own islands. I mean, they have to at least pay something, right? They have to at least give away something. So radical thinking is not good for our writing. I mean, the more we can stay in the middle, I mean, you can agree or disagree at the end, that's fine, but you have to expose both sides of the coin. And that is going to make you a lot of material for writing. So once I finish doing this, what I do is I do some brainstorm. That will be step three. Brainstorm. And are you familiar with this term? Right? You are, right?
Right.
Brainstorming. So what are we going to brainstorm? Some ideas to help us write. Some ideas that, and we have to ask ourselves these questions. Why? Well, put in order what, why, and how. These three questions are going to help us come up with some ideas. So I'm gonna ask you some. I'm gonna make some examples using these questions, and I want you to give me your point of view.
Okay.
Okay, and that's how we're gonna start coming up with the ideas of our writing. Okay, so let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk what kind of celebrities make a very good living out of media attention. That's my question to you. What kind of celebrities make good living out of the media attention?
Mm, maybe the writers
Hmm?
on the mm, TV shows, actors, actor. Yeah.
Hmm. Writers, coma, TV actors. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be.
Okay. Okay. In this section, in this brainstorming section, no, don't try to be don't try to be stingy with your ideas. Okay. Here's where you have to put it all on the table. So the more you can write, the better. So you can go ahead and movie stars, music stars, um, I don't know, athletes. Sometimes
Okay.
you just go ahead, all right? Don't be shy. Go ahead and put it on the paper. But later on, that's gonna be used in our writing. They're gonna give us more tools. Um, let's put here: enjoy or make a good living out of attention. Okay, now let's practice a question with why. Why? Why do they make a good living? I mean, why do they decide? Why do they choose to do that? To become actors, to become movie stars? Why?
Mm, because that's what they are passionate for.
What's wrong with it? I bought a new keyboard.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to write because I'm still getting used to the keys.
Okay.
Actors, writers, etc., are passionate about um, their
Career.
careers. Okay, okay, there you go. Obviously, spelling. Let's see, it's pension. No, that's not it. Yeah, big passion. What's wrong with passion? Oh, passionate. Yeah, sorry. About their careers globally, I know that. What? No, one hard. Okay. About their careers, let's come up with another idea. Now with how? How do they become famous? How?
um, they work on a film, song, or book. No, you wrote field. I say film.
Film. Okay. They work on a film, song, or book. Okay. So basically, a way of brainstorming is keep asking you these questions. Okay. How is the media attention affecting their life? Why do they allow the media to photograph them? What do they do when they feel threatened? And you keep writing those ideas down, those ideas down. You keep going and going and going and going and going and writing down. Okay. And once we write those ideas down, we separate them in ideas that you consider, depending on your point of view. If you think that at the end of the writing, at the end of your mental process, you think that they don't need to go, I mean, they need to have more privacy, then you will use those ideas to put them in the correct place and to say, okay, these ideas support my belief. And these ideas here, they don't support what I think, but maybe I can include them just to make contrast, right? That there are 50 shades of gray. So just a little example of how you would do. I mean, we're gonna go into categorizing our ideas the next time. Today it was pretty much about paraphrasing. But once we have our ideas categorized, you can use them in your writing and say, well, writers, TV actors, movie stars, music stars, athletes make a good living out of the attention. They become actors, writers, etc., because they are passionate about their careers. Many of them, as a result, work on film, song, or book. Okay, you see how it is much easier to write once you already have your ideas on the paper,
Yeah.
and you don't have to really start from blank, right? And you have clear ideas related to the topic sentence, to the task. So next time we are studying this, the writing section, we are gonna get into how we categorize and put our ideas together in the three paragraphs, which is introduction, body, and conclusion. Okay, so right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna practice one more paraphrasing over here with this. Remember, go ahead and try to use as many synonyms as possible.
Okay.
Can you read it first?
Yeah. Some parents buy their children a large number of toys to play with. What are the advantages and disadvantages for the child of having a large number of toys?
Okay.
Mm, mm, I believe that there
You aren't?
aren't any advantages.
Okay, wait. Sorry to interrupt you just like that. What I want you to practice right now, it's not actually answering the question. What I want you to practice is paraphrasing it. Okay,
Okay.
remember the process of paraphrasing when we write the same question but using synonyms?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I want you to do. We cannot go ahead and answer if we haven't paraphrased first, then brainstorm, and then we go to answer our question.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with the paraphrasing.
Okay. Uh, mm,
Let's try to find synonyms for these words.
yeah.
We have parents, children, by, large number, toys, play. Okay, so here are key words that we have to find synonyms to paraphrase them. Um, you don't, I mean, finding a synonym doesn't mean that you have to find the exact word, but you can actually explain it away. Okay, for example, if I want to say some parents, I would say, well, some mothers and
Fathers.
even fathers, because I think that moms are usually more, spoil more their kids, right? So I just used mothers and fathers. I explained it away,
Okay.
and that's gonna be helpful for me during my writing.
Okay. So some mothers and even fathers give their kids
Mhm.
give
Oh, five. What? Give their kids.
um anything
Mhm.
they want
Okay, good. I like it.
for no for
Yeah, I know it is difficult. It's definitely a difficult task, but it's if we can master this,
Yeah.
I mean, believe me, our writing is gonna be so much easy because we take a moment to do the hard work that
Okay.
is coming up with the ideas, coming up with the synonyms, and then the writing takes 5 minutes, okay, maybe 8 minutes, because you already have it all. I mean, watered down. You have all everything already in pieces.
Okay. Awesome.
So let me help you up with, for example, we can think about another word for large numbers. We can maybe say in big amounts,
Okay.
in big quantities. Quantity. We can also say like we can large number, big quantity, like toys. Well, I can say video games and what else is popular?
Mm, tablet.
Video games, tablets, gadgets,
Gadgets. Yeah.
um, paraphernalia, whatever. I mean, as many words as you can think of when you think about this. To play, to entertain themselves. Um, and then that's it. I already have now. When it's my time to write, I already have some synonyms to use. All right. Now let's think about about some ideas. So what, why, when, how. Think about some questions that you can ask yourself about the topic. So what question can you ask with what?
What question?
Remember, this is not the topic, advantages and disadvantages, but is this right here.
Okay. Mm,
Just any question that you can make with what.
what? What parent?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little extra. What kind of parents?
Give their kid um everything in big amount.
Right. I love the question. Actually, that's the question I was going to ask myself. So, and what is the answer for that question?
Mm,
I mean, you don't have to know the real answer, just in your own opinion.
yeah, but I don't know the words in English.
Maybe you can explain it away.
Parents that doesn't know how to give
Hmm.
um love to their kids in a different way.
Wow, that was very good. That was awesome. That was a very good answer. Okay, so the question is not useful for me, but the answer is
Okay.
it's our first idea to start writing. Now, what question can you ask with why? You can take any approach you want.
Why they give big amount of toys to their kids?
Okay, and what would be the answer for that?
What's the word consentir?
Spoil.
Ah, you already told me that.
It's okay. Spoil their kids.
Mm. Yeah, that would be my answer.
Okay, how would you put it in a sentence?
Um, they are making their kids spoiled, and oh, I think that spoiled is the last word.
Okay. Okay, I have a problem with that answer because I don't think it answers the question. I mean, you're telling me a result of this giving toys to children, and that's a valid. I mean, even though it's not the answer, that's a very valid point that definitely you should keep. Okay, you should keep that because that's something that you can use in your writing. But what would be the real? I mean, but it's not really why, right? Why do they do it? What is the reason for them doing that? This is just my idea. Maybe I would say parents don't have enough time to spend with their children. Therefore, they compensate it with material things. Okay, this is
Okay.
my opinion about it. It's very personal. I don't care if people agree or not, as long as I make sense to myself. So, why they give big amount of toys to their kids? Well, I think because parents don't have enough time. So the way to compensate that is with material things,
Okay.
right? And I eliminate the question. So at the end of the day, at the end of this mental process, I am going to end up with my only with my ideas. And now the easy part is put them together in my writing. But the hard part, it's already finished. Okay, so the difficult part is the most difficult part when students are in this exam is that suddenly they start writing super quickly, and before they finish the first paragraph, they already ran out of ideas, and they start writing other stuff that's not related with the topic, and they end up writing off topic, and they get a low score. So that is why it's important to first come up with ideas related to the topic and come up with a vocabulary bank that we can use. And then then we start writing and we start putting it together. Okay, we're gonna be practicing this even more the next class. Well, not the next class exactly, but we're gonna be practicing this the next time we approach the writing section. And I am going to leave you some homework. So I'm gonna send you a Facebook message with a bunch of or writing tasks like this. And for the next class, I want you to come up with paraphrasing them.
Okay.
You can use it. You can do it with a dictionary in hand, or you can pretty much look them up online. Go to the Soros. You know this dictionary, the Soros.
Sorry?
There is a dictionary called the Soros. It's a dictionary online. Do you know it? Are you familiar with it?
No, I don't know it.
Okay, give me a moment. I'll show it to you. So I had to, everything was like super dark in here. I had to turn on the lights. All right, so let me show you that this dictionary is very useful for IELTS and for any exam. It's called the Soros. Let me show it to you. Okay, so here www.thesource.com, and here it says synonym antonym dictionary. So here it says synonym, and you can just write, for example, parents, and just go and look them up, and it's gonna come up with a bunch of words that can be used as parents, father, mother, originator, prototype, center, author, root, creator, forerunner. I mean, some of them are kind of off topic, but this is when you practice paraphrasing, you can use this dictionary to come up with words to paraphrase correctly. The
Okay.
more you paraphrase, the more words and vocabulary you learn, and the easier it's gonna be for you to do it in the IELTS exam. Usually paraphrasing is gonna take 1 or 2 minutes, but you have to do it. And then brainstorming, coming up with ideas, maybe it's gonna take you 3 minutes. So in 5 minutes, you already have your ideas and your synonyms. And then you have 15 minutes. Actually, you have, I don't know, you have 35 minutes to write and maybe come up with new stuff. But you have to have this base that is very, very important for the IELTS. So, in other words, you don't start writing right after you finish reading the task. You have to do two things. And what are those two things?
The paraphrasing
Yes, and
and the connect the ideas.
okay, what we call actually brainstorming.
Ah, brainstorm. Sorry.
Yeah, so how do we brainstorm? How do we do the brainstorming?
With the uh, with the paraphrasing sentences that we already have.
Yes, that's correct. We do it with the paraphrasing sentences we have. And what we do is we ask ourselves questions, right? We ask what, when, why, how.
Okay.
Okay. And we ask ourselves those questions, and we ask ourselves. So if the topic is Um, the topic is this guy. What's his name? Donald Trump. It's a
Oh,
menace for America. Then you ask yourself, why? Why is he a menace? What has he done that he's considered a bad politician? Why do we have to attack him? Why do we have to believe him? What good things have he done? And those questions are gonna come up. I'm gonna give you some good ideas to write about.
yeah.
And once you have those ideas, you put them together in your writing, and that's what I will show you the next time we're in the writing section.
Okay.
So I know. I mean, studying for IELTS is not easy. Sometimes IELTS is not just about English. I mean, we wish it were just about English. It would be easy, but IELTS is actually about communication and being able to communicate your ideas clearly and precisely in English. So sometimes you have to stop for a moment. We have to organize our ideas and then speak or write. So that is the mental process we cannot skip. We cannot just go ahead and write whatever because yeah, we're gonna score a band four, a band five because we showed off our English, but we are not gonna score a band six, a band seven, a band eight because in those levels they are looking for logic, not only English. They're looking for logic, a good mental process, and a full understanding of what you're talking about and what you're saying and all the implications that it has. So then if we want to get that score to be at least a 7 or 8, we gotta remember, stop for a moment and organize your thoughts. Right? Any final questions that you have about or you may have about the writing section?
Not for the moment.
All right. So thank you very much for being here today. You have been a very good student. You have been very on time and very diligent, and definitely I think we're making a lot of progress. Now you might be thinking, well, I'm getting some tips here, some tips there, some tips here, some tips there, but everything is like floating around. Okay, believe me. Once we finish the first unit, we're gonna start practicing, like doing it, doing IELTS practices. But first, we have to have those tips, those approaches. So once it's time to go and do it, we already know how to do it. We already know some linking words. We already know some synonyms. We already know how to brainstorm. We already know how to paraphrase, and that's gonna make it easier. All right, Danny. So thank you very much for one more time for being here with me today.
Thank you.
Had a good time, and hopefully it was not that boring for you.
No, actually, it was very interesting, but yes, a little bit um complicated.
Oh, it is. It is. I understand. So it was the first time we get into doing this, but it gets easier. It gets easier. Okay, so keep posted. I'm gonna be sending you the paragraphs that I want you to paraphrase. Please do it. It's gonna be very helpful.
Yeah,
And see you next class.
yeah. Just a sec about next class.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can change the day